Hey guys and gals, here we have the Space Explorer pack by LEGO City. This is set number 60441. Contains 426 bricks, retails for $31.99, and this set was provided by the LEGO Group for early review. So thank you kindly, LEGO, for sending this to me. And it looks like we get a 3-in-1 pack, so it's a super pack. I wonder how super it is. So, spaceship, some robot mech thing. I'll save my opinions for the latter part of the video. That's what it looks like on the back. Well, let's open this up and see what's inside. Let's open this up and take a look at the parts. Well, better yet, let's see how well it's packed first. Not too bad. Nothing hiding in there. Obviously, we get numbered bags. How many numbered bags do we get? We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And a set of instruction manuals. Oh, not too bad. Let's see here. Oh, stickers, but I mean, I think I can survive through that one. Let's see, how's this broken down? Doesn't really say, just starts right on into bag 1. I don't think this is a typical 3-in-1 where you can only build one model at a time. I think it's meant to build 3 isolated models. But that's pretty much what this is. 4 bags of bricks, 2 printed building guides, and yeah. Well, I'm going to head over to my second channel, build this, come back, and report my findings. Now that everything has been assembled, let's take a closer look at everything. So, we have 3 minifigures. Here's one of them. Looks like she's pretty happy. Probably about happy to go into the parts bin. And she also does come with a little jetpack. And this just snaps on like this. I think that's how it's supposed to go. Well, the battery fell out. Well, that's probably not going to help out. And when I was building this, the build was pretty strong, so yeah, I think that's how it's supposed to go. And we'll set her there. I also got this other writing contraption. And the minifigure could just sit in here and grab onto the joystick and just fly this around. Looks like it's just more of a camera, so we'll borrow her. We'll take a closer look at her real quick. She doesn't have anything strapped on her, so we'll use her as the guinea pig. Nice print work for the torso. And she just sits right in here. There you go. She can just pretend she's flying around. Well, okay. These also move. And you can do all sorts of stuff. And whoosh, that kind of thing. So it's not a bad little vehicle. And got this little droid here. Looks like it's meant to just go on the ground and drill at these rocks. And you do make 2 of these. I like the purple opaque crystals. Pretty cool. Very simple. And we have the space mech, that's what I'm calling it. This does open up to pull out our minifigure. He's all ready to go. Just had him sitting in there, and that's what he looks like. We'll put him in there. He just sits right there. Push him down firm. Close this up, and yeah, that's pretty much what it is. But the joints are all flexible. The arms move, and this thing will grab things that are not supposed to grab, and then you got this hammer thing here to annoy people with. But for the most part, though, it's a nice playable mech. It's nice and flexible, and for the most part, nothing's falling off, so that's really good. So it's really meant for play. Now, we got the spaceship right here. This does close up and stuff, and there's the cockpit inside. Battery pack. Rear thrusters, I believe. And these are printed, and these kind of flex and move around and stuff like that. And here's the rear, and if you push down on the battery, right there. So this does open up. If you want to close it, just do this. We've seen that before in a few other the space sets. I have not tried this out with the minifigure, but I'm assuming she is going to sit in there. So we'll have her take a seat inside the cockpit. Right there. Well, let's make sure she's sitting right or not. We'll push her back a little further. Well, Lego, did we forget to test something here? Alright, well, if we can't do that, well, her head's coming off. What if we just push her to the front here and have her lean back like that, with her head resting against the back? Will it close now? So I guess that's what it is. So she can't quite sit up and reach the controls, sadly. And that's what it looks like on the bottom. It's very basic, but it's very sturdy, very rigid. When I was building it, nothing came off. And pretty much for the most part, though, it's pretty nice. Now, we're going to dive right on into the review with build quality. And for the most part, it's really a nice, sturdy build. Nothing fell off. And when I was putting it together, it just felt very solid. Even the space mech is pretty sturdy too. Play value, well, as you can see here, there's plenty of accessories to play with. So you're not going to get shortchanged on play value. And you also got 3 figures, and everything's scaled for figures pretty much, except for maybe this. This could have been improved a little bit, but for the most part, it is scaled for figures, and it's playable. My build experience was a different issue, and honestly, I think it might be the lack of color. I've done so many space sets now, they're just starting to get to be the same old routine type of build. For me personally, my build experience is average. Now, if you're into space, this is pretty much a really nice build. So if you're not into this theme much, you may want to look somewhere else. If you want something with a lot of color, yeah, you may want to try to find something else with a bit more cheerful color palette. Now, the set does come with a lot of interesting pieces, most of which are printed except for these striped pieces. Those are the only things that required stickers, but even these right here are even printed here too. So you don't have to fuss with a whole bunch of stickers. And in addition, it's got nice parts that you could use for other mocks or other creations. Now, this can be combined with the other space sets, but if you've noticed, it is great just as a standalone model. So if you get this, you can play with it as is, or you can put it in your space theme. That's really good. Now, in addition to this set, there's another good positive on this one. It is a collaborative build. What I have assessed, that up to 3 people can build this, but 2 comfortably, since there's 2 building guides. Booklet 1 and 2 does the spaceship. 3 and 4 does all the accessories. So you got to pick wisely on who gets what. Or if you want, you can split up the mech, spaceship, and the accessories amongst 3 people. But I'd say 2 can comfortably put this together without any fuss. So for me, it's a win-win for the collaborative build. So my final score on this set is going to be a 9, and the reason why it's getting such a high score, even though if I wasn't really into the build, it's playable. Nothing fell apart when I was building it. For the most part, it's scaled for minifigures. You get a lot of accessories, and it is compatible with the other space themes. So if you're really interested in space, or you know someone who likes space sets, it's a really nice accessory set. But for me personally, this set just didn't cut it. But tell me what you think of this set.